Autumn is officially here. All the trees are turning color and dropping their leaves so rapidly. And I definitely think this is my favorite time of year. There's just something about all of the color and the coziness, you know, drinking tea and cozying up with a book or some art and lighting candles that just really speaks to this deep place within my soul. But that being said, van life in autumn kind of sucks. My entire life lately has been revolving around how to conserve as much battery as I possibly can so that I don't run out of electricity. There's been so much rain and cloud cover that it's been really hard to charge my batteries, and I don't currently have an isolator, which is definitely on me. So despite the fact that I wish I could camp out in this incredible forest, I need to park across town where there's less tree coverage and I can hopefully pull in at least some solar today and the next few days. I have so much I need to get done this week, so hopefully it goes well. We'll see how it goes. Guys, this is just crazy. Do you hear that stellar jay in the background? It is so loud. This is heaven out here.
The bird had been. There is a storm, and there isn't. It means something. Far down the hall, full of women and small children, she saw rats.
It is currently raining outside. It's evening. The sun is going to set in like an hour and a half, but it's so cloudy there won't really be a sunset. And I am finally finding some time to paint. Tomorrow or the next day, I really want to go to the printmaker that's in town and get a new collection printed. Time for the evening shift. Once again, I have camped in a very trashed area. I definitely didn't intend for this to be my thing, but lately I feel like more and more campsites that I go to do have trash just all over them. I go to all of these remote areas in national forest lands, and so there's not that many rangers that are coming and servicing the land. And so it's really up to us to make sure that we're stewards of the land. This is less than 10 minutes and I am 50 feet from my van. I'm gonna get another bag. I have gone and done trash cleanups in the past since I've been on the road, but sometimes when a place is overwhelmingly trashed, I just go to the next place. And I don't wanna do that anymore. And so this is my new thing. Okay, we are back in the van. I have 1.5 more bees I need to finish, and then I'm gonna add a title and all of the family or categories of bee down here. They're not actually species, they're like the type of bee, the family of bee, in case you guys are interested. Finished! I definitely had to rush with all the writing, but to be honest, I kind of wish that I could just kind of glue on actual type. Otherwise, I really like how it turned out. I feel like there's a few areas where I still smudged the watercolor ink, which is always very frustrating, but otherwise I'm excited, and by the end of this video, this will be in print and in its final version. Okay, so we made it to Tim's house. All I need is this book right here. This has an art print that I'm also going to resize for my Patreon. I haven't looked at this piece in a while and I forgot how much I love it. And then of course all the rest are in this booklet here. I'm also bringing a flash drive because I want to have all of the digital versions because I am scanning them and fixing them in Photoshop inside Tim's house. Just around 2 minutes after filming that clip, I was right in front of Tim's door when my camera fell off my tripod and my one and only lens broke, so I couldn't even really tell you guys what had happened until my silver lining came. It actually came quickly and surely as I ended up at Sparks Lake with a new friend who let me borrow her lens while I waited for a new one, and we even got lakefront campsites when there were only 2 to be had there. It was the perfect autumn weather the entire time we were there. You know, Eliza and I had been staying near town for convenience and of course picking up garbage bags full of trash every which way we turned, and little did I know that only an hour away this spot was the quintessential romantic van life location. So for all you guys out there, never forget, your next adventure is worth the extra drive. Today is the day. We are back at Tim's and we are going to get some prints made. No breaking lenses this time. It's going to print exactly as seen, right? I remember that.
Yes.
Okay, all apps. Okay, I'm going to try this. Come on, beta, work for us, please.
Okay, I've already loaded it in, so.
I've been here at Tim's house for around 4 hours now and we've just been futzing with everything and making sure everything looks good. We've tried printing once and actually you can see that the colors are super off, but we finally got everything working and this is the first set finally in the printer. After this, I just take an X-Acto knife and I cut everything out perfectly to size. This one looks really good. Woo! Look at that one. That looks great. I've been here for way longer than I expected to be here, but this is the last batch in the printer right now, and I'm actually gonna take them home. Tim said that I can use his X-Acto knives and his pad so I can do the rest of the job in my van, which is very helpful because it's already getting dark outside. I've been here since 2, I think, so 5 hours. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but it is raining outside. It has been raining on and off all day today. It is the coziest, nicest day. I have my biggest, most comfy sweater on, and I am going to get my prints prepared to send to my patrons. I am so thrilled with how these turned out. I'm so excited to show you guys all of them. Even though I do have collections in print, I feel like I'm slowly convincing myself that this hobby of mine can be a little something more, and this feels like a big step forward for me. It's so big it doesn't even fully fit on my table, so I don't know what the best way to do this is. I feel like the first cut is going to be the scariest. A little crinkly plastic ASMR. I also am going to move this cushion to the front so that Eliza has more room. Can you get comfy? What's that face? I think before I get started, I'm gonna make some coffee. Full disclosure, I've never used an AeroPress before or a handheld grinder. Because we printed them out on these big panels, there's not really room for error because we cut them out to be perfectly to size. I have a little bit of this running joke that I'm kind of a measure once, cut 7 times kind of girl. So we're gonna try to not do that today, and it'll be good practice for me. So this is the second time that I've gotten some of my artwork made into prints, and I don't know if this is what it's usually like. I don't know if it's normally as hands-on as it is for me, but I really enjoy the process. And there's something so fulfilling about taking watercolors and then changing them and transforming them through Photoshop to make them to scale and to share them with others. I don't currently have a website where I sell these prints. I currently give these to Patreon members who are on a certain tier, and I sometimes will give them to close friends who ask for them. But I have been toying with the idea of making merch, and the reason I bring this up is because I'm kind of trying to gauge interest. If I was to put something like this on a crew neck or a tote bag, would you guys buy it? I know that it would be a lot of work and it would be kind of tricky to have merch while I'm on the road, but I recently talked to a friend who kind of gave me some hope about it. And so if you guys are interested in merch, please drop a comment down below because that could be really cool to do. I'm actually so happy that it's been raining today because it makes for the perfect vibes for staying inside and doing some art. Look at how cute it looks. You know, it's so easy to have imposter syndrome with your art. And sometimes when I see these artists creating and sharing so much beautiful work, it makes me feel like I'm not good enough to share my art. And truly, comparison is the thief of joy. I think that the more that I practice art and the more that I create collections like this, the more I feel validated in the fact that I am an artist. And maybe I am not as technically skilled or whatever than other artists out there, but my art still brings me joy and hopefully can bring other people joy. And that's kind of the point. For me anyway. So if any of you out there like to do art in your free time, I would encourage you to just try sharing it. Maybe just try printing out a few copies, giving it to a few loved ones, or even just sharing it with yourself more, hanging it up on your wall or putting it as your desktop. Because I think that can help us to gain the confidence in these kind of creative outlets that we like to enjoy. Last one. I'm so excited. I've been doing this for almost 2 hours now. It does take a bit of time, but it's definitely well worth it. And I saved my favorite one for last. Ta-da! Here they are. Every time I make the bed, Eliza always sits right in between my cabinets and I just pile her with pillows and she just kind of sits underneath all of them. I think she kind of likes it. Officially nice and cozy in the van, put everything away. I am just over the moon happy with how these all turned out. And now I can finally leave Bend, which means next week we are on the search for some fall colors. But that's for next week's video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really grateful for all of you and I will see you in next week's video. Bye. This came with 6 cinnamon buns and I ate almost 3 of them. What's the word? What is it called? Once again. And so far I'm okay. Sweet. Liza's muddy. Okay. Ah! Oh, sorry, baby. Hello?
By 20, roll 2.
Once again. I haven't spoken today. And if you're one of the people who pick up trash, then here's a heart.